Welcome friends to the second episode in this festive series. If you didn't know yet, this month and next I'll be travelling across the country and maybe over the water to find the best of Christmas cheer. Today I'm venturing towards Nottinghamshire to explore what I've been told is one of the best Christmas markets in the north of England. That's right, today I'm taking you to the historic city of Nottingham to pay a visit to their Winter Wonderland and see whether it's worth all that hype. So, grab your Santa's hats once again as we jingle on down to Nottingham.
Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Claire and this is The Wanderlust Way. Thank you to everybody for watching and thanks to all those that comment, like, subscribe and share. We are still on the Christmas trail that we are running for 2024 and today we are in stop number 2, which is the home of Robin Hood. We are in the city of Nottingham. Now, the Nottingham Winter Wonderland, as you'll see behind me, is one of the biggest and most anticipated events of the city's annual calendar. I've not been before, but it's come highly recommended to me. And in 2019, it won the UK's best Christmas market. It'd be an absolute sin not to give it a go. Like the other Christmas market videos, we're going to be rating this on 5 different sections. We are looking at the stall variety, the food and drink, the entertainment, what value it is for money, and finally, the most important, how much festive cheer does it bring? If all that makes you want to come and visit the Winter Wonderland in Nottingham for yourself this year, then stay tuned to the end for some top visiting tips. Okay, so the hot chocolate is now calling. It's enough waffle, let's wander.
This Christmas market, known as the Winter Wonderland, is the biggest in the whole of the East Midlands. First established in 2002, it was brought to the city by the Mellors Group, an events company based right here in the city of Nottingham. Their website showcases an impressive portfolio of events from all over the country, and this Christmas market in particular is said to have typical visiting numbers of around 500,000 people each year. For this market, I'm expecting over 60 traditional German-style chalets, an ice rink, big wheel and even an ice bar. The Winter Wonderland is open from 13th of November until the 31st of December this year, although please do check their website if you're planning on making a visit, as I believe some attractions have different opening hours. We're here during midweek to avoid the crowds, but it is open every day until Christmas, and I'll be sharing some visiting tips with you a little later on.
Okay, so first of all, let's take a look at the stall variety here at Nottingham's Winter Wonderland.
The Winter Wonderland takes place in the Old Market Square, which interestingly enough is one of the largest paved squares in the UK. Dating back to the 11th century, it's an impressive area of the city, with the Nottingham City Hall to the east and close to a number of the city's most historic pubs, including the Bell Inn, which dates back to 1437. The stalls at this Christmas market are perfectly scattered around the square and along long row. There was a really good selection here in Nottingham, and I was impressed by the variety, quality and friendliness of the stall holders.
Macaroon!
Macaroon.
Macaroon!
From homemade soaps to fine jewellery, through to home decor, gifts and cosy winter wear, there are lots of independence and plenty of unique options for Christmas present shopping.
Misfortune seemed his lot. He got into a drifted bank and then we got upset. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells.
Being a fan of history, my eyes soon caught on to the traditional mead stall, run by a company based in the West Midlands, who smiled patiently as I taste tested almost all of their offerings. It worked though, I came away with 3 bottles. From there it was on to more samples, this time of the cheese variety. And wow, was I impressed! My taste buds were taken on a fromage journey as they experienced hints of chilli, truffle, ginger, garlic and even whiskey. It's fair to say that I now have enough cheese for Christmas, and perhaps New Year, and yeah, maybe even Easter. And I also must mention that we even got serenaded.
Oh, the end is near. There you go.
Very good, thank you.
Don't give up your day.
Nottingham is also home to a number of large high street stores and independents too, so if you wanted to, I believe you could do your entire Christmas gift shopping without having to go far. For all these things considered, I'm going to give Nottingham Winter Wonderland Christmas Market a score for stall variety of 5 out of 5. I know, it's high, but honestly, I really don't think they could have done any better here. It is a yes from me.
Now we're going to take a look at the food and drink options here.
And so we move on to my favourite section, and that is of course the food and drink. For this rating, I'm going to put aside all the samples I tried, and instead focus on the eat there and then options. For this category, I'm judging it by how much variety there is and what the quality is like. I'm also going to be considering the surroundings, but not the value, because that has its own section. Once again, Nottingham has nailed it. There was anything and everything that my hungry tummy could wish for. On first arriving and having passed the crepe stall, the bratwursts and the tornado potatoes within less than a minute, I knew this market was going to deliver. For food, there were Greek gyros, there were Yorkshire pudding wraps, Chinese boxes, duck fat roasted potatoes, waffles with every topping under the sun, and even a full Christmas dinner in a box. That was before I even entered the inner circle of the Winter Wonderland. Once in there, I was torn between more cheese, toasted marshmallows, churros, and even more bratwurst. I, of course, opted for the more cheese option. It is Christmas after all. And just so you know, I did also sample the bratwurst and some traditional macaroons, all of which were delicious and all of which had me wanting to stay here forever.
And we've got a traditional bratwurst with curry sauce, curry ketchup and sauerkraut. And that was £8.50. £8.50.
For drinks, I noticed a few options. If it's hot chocolate you're after, then both Cadbury's and Ferrero Rocher have stalls here, with more chocolate options than I could possibly manage in a lifetime. But if chocolate's too tame and booze is more your thing, then Nottingham won't disappoint on that either. There are 2 bar areas specifically, one in the main ring which was an alpine ski lodge theme, and one over near Primark which was a helter-skelter theme. The Alpine Bar, or Sur la Piste if we're being fancy, was split into 2 sections. The main open section we visited, and then there is another up some stairs which seem to be roped off. I think you might have to reserve these, so I couldn't just venture up there, but I see you can book it on the website. It's called Altitude if you wanted to look out for it. Close to the ski lodge bars, you can also find the Ice Bar, a freezing cold experience where you can have drinks alongside frozen sculptures. The prices started from £19.50 for adults, which included a couple of drinks. But in all honesty, if you saw my video at the beginning of the year of the ice bar in Egypt, then you'll know I have bad memories of freezing my toes off, and so I decided to give this one a miss this time. I'm sure you might enjoy it if you like that sort of thing, just don't do what I did and go in wearing flip-flops. And that brings me back to the Helter Skelter. The Helter Skelter, I'm going to say, was my favourite bar, and I'm basing that purely on the chilled back atmosphere and the friendliness of the staff. It's aptly situated next to the retro carnival ride of the same name, and it offered sheltered seating and a relaxed vibe. There was a decent drinks list, and I enjoyed it so much I went in twice, first to try the hot chocolate, and at the end of the day to grab a beer before heading home. Naughty. Naughty but nice. Therefore, for food and drink, I'm going to rate the Nottingham Christmas Market 2024 a fantastic 4.5 out of 5. It was absolutely brilliant, but there were just a couple of tiny things on the drink side that could have made it perfect. The Alpine Bar, I felt was lacking on its drinks choice. I didn't see any festive or German beers, and if you aren't a boozer, then its 0% offerings were non-existent. Considering this market must attract a lot of drivers, I thought they would have offered something other than Coke, lemonade or fruit juice. However, the Helter Skelter did have 0% Corona, so they saved the day on that front. Besides that, I feel I should mention there weren't a lot of places to sit down or take shelter whilst eating. Although there was seating in the bars, it would have been nice to see a few more shelters like we saw in Birmingham in the last episode. Some might say I'm being picky, I know, but I'm not going to award a 5 bauble rating that easily, you know.
Now let's take a look at the entertainment options.
There really is a lot going on at this market, and although I went on the light switch on day, which offered even extra amusement, I imagine there's still enough here whatever day you visit.
I've got a feeling they're doing some kind of light Christmas light switch on, because there's lots of TV people here, and I'm just going to spin it round. I'm going to show you they've turned all the lights off the rides already. Look, everything's been turned off. We're in darkness. We're in total darkness, apart from the wheel. The wheel's on. So, I'm guessing they're going to be turning these lights on, which I'll show you in a minute.
Here you can find children's rides, fairground style games, a carousel, ice skating, and of course the huge observation wheel which takes centre stage. What I found really cool was the skate rink that ran along the outside of the market, offering skaters a unique opportunity to glide along with a bird's eye view of everybody below.
So behind me, can you see there is like a skating ring, and that goes all the way around the Christmas market. So you can skate all the way around. I am not going to do that because you do not want to see me ice skate. And I probably won't be able to film I won't be able to film any more of the Christmas footage if I go up there, because I'll be in hospital with 2 broken legs. But that's something to bear in mind if you are a good ice skater.
Music did play throughout the market, which provided a nice backdrop, but there wasn't any spray snow like in Birmingham, and you know how much I love that. But hopefully we won't need it, and we'll get a bit of the real stuff soon to make it look authentic. Therefore, with all these things considered, I'm going to give Nottingham a rating of 4 out of 5 for entertainment. It was close to becoming a 5, and I think if they added a Santa's Grotto, then they'd be up there at the top.
Right, so this is quite an important one. Let's see how much value for money Nottingham Winter Wonderland offers.
Let's talk now about value. Entry to the market is of course free, so you're just paying for food, drinks and activities. Like I mentioned in the last episode, I'll be taking note of the same items at each market. So here's a rundown of how things looked in Nottingham. Hot chocolate with Baileys was from £6. Pint of beer, also from £6. Bratwurst was from £8. Roasted chestnuts. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any at this market, so that was a bit of a shame. Mulled wine from £6. The big wheel was from £8.15 for adults, and I believe that's if you book in advance online. And lastly, the ice skating, again, was from £12.50 for adults. I think, again, that's at off-peak time if you book online. So based on all of this, I'd rate the value for money as 4 out of 5. Prices did vary across the vendors, but they did seem about normal for Christmas markets. Again, if you don't want to pay those prices for drinks, then there is a Wetherspoons directly across the road from the market.
And finally, how much festive cheer does it bring?
Let's talk about festive vibes. How much did Nottingham do to make us feel Christmassy? And did it make me want to go home and watch Elf while wearing Christmas pyjamas? Well, the answer, friends, is that Nottingham did a great job of spreading the festive cheer. Like most markets, it was better in the evening when the twinkling of the lights stood out against the darkness of the winter sky, but it was still pretty good during the day too. I felt completely safe whilst there, and most importantly, felt a genuine warmth from the majority of the stall holders attending. The place had a real buzz about it, and I imagine the closer we get to the big day, its magic can only increase. Now, the only thing I think would make this market feel any more festive is, of course, a sprinkling of snow. But as this is England and we just can't promise that, I'm gonna let that one slide. And so my final rating on festive cheer level for the Nottingham Christmas Market 2024 is a whopping 5 out of 5. The offerings available, the friendliness of the people, and the way this feels like a well-oiled machine made the visit so very enjoyable. Well done, Nottingham.
If you're thinking of now coming to Nottingham Christmas Market Winter Wonderland, here are some of my top visiting tips.
Situated in the old market square, the market is close to a good tram and bus network, and it's probably one of the reasons the organisers chose to hold it here. There is a useful park and ride system operating if you're coming by car, although as it was midweek I gambled on getting a space in the nearby Lace Market car park. It was just a few minutes walk to the square and cost me £16 for most of the day. If you're visiting from afar, then there are a few big chain hotels in the vicinity, including a Mercure, Ibis, Premier Inn and a Best Western, all within a short distance from the square itself. And so, beside that, these are my top visiting tips. Number 1. Avoid peak times. Like most events, if you can visit during midweek, you'll not only find the crowds less, but you'll also get a discount on some of the attractions. The ice skating in particular had different prices for different hours. It's worth checking the website if that's important to you. Number 2. Cash or card. I noticed that most of the stalls were accepting both cash and card, but some had signs up saying that cash was preferred. This made a refreshing change, as recently a lot of places I visited in England have made cash feel like the enemy. If you can bring some cash, then I'm sure it will be most welcome here, especially at the independent stalls where large bank fees can make their margins even smaller. Number 3. Book in advance. Some of the attractions like the ice bar and the skating can be very popular, especially during peak times. There is an option on the website to book your place in advance. There are also booking options available for tables in the ski chalet bar and even skate side dining. I've put a link in the description to help you plan your day. And lastly, number 4, extend your Christmas stay. If you want to extend the festivities whilst in the city, you may want to check out the Peter Pan pantomime, which is taking place at the Theatre Royal from the 7th of December. Starring TV fashion icon Gok Wan as Peter Pan and Denise Welch as Captain Hook, it's advertised as offering a magical trip to Neverland. But what's best is it's just a 4-minute walk from the Winter Wonderland.
So that is it for Nottingham's Christmas Winter Wonderland. Thank you to everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have. If you've got any questions, please do ask in the comments, and I will see you on the next episode. Have a Merry Christmas, everyone.